Yes, there is enough room for Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese to both succeed. As hard as it is to believe, the respective successes of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese don't have to come at each other's expense. Albert Einstein once said, "The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results." The perpetuation of a supposed rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese has led to a cycle of insanity with no end in sight. Everyone feels the need to weigh in. Everyone feels as if they know what they're talking about. Even those who probably think a pick and roll is something you order off the menu are basketball experts. What has happened is that we are caught in a lurch from which we can't escape, as everyone is saying the same things. Reese hates Clark. Clark hates Reese. Good versus evil. Black versus white. That supposed simmering tension between the two stars rose back to the surface this past Saturday during the season opener between the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever. In the third quarter, Clark fouled Reese hard as she was going for the basket. Reese was visibly angry, and Clark walked the other way without looking back at Reese. Reese was heard saying, "What the **** is wrong with you?" to Clark, who was assessed a flagrant foul. Both players acknowledged that it was a basketball foul and not rooted in any underlying animosity. The Fever defeated the Sky by 30 points, but the actual game became a footnote. Afterwards, the WNBA issued a statement saying they were investigating allegations of racist comments made towards Reese by persons in attendance at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. The investigation was welcomed by Reese and Clark. As the 2025 season began, the league also announced its No Space for Hate campaign, which is part of the ongoing effort to combat the scourge of hate being leveled at WNBA players, something that first surfaced last season. Players have received threatening messages online and in person, sparking heated discussions about player safety. Much of it has come from supposed fans of Caitlin Clark. They use her name to excoriate, humiliate, and discriminate against other players in the league, particularly black and queer women who don't adhere to specific, rigid standards of what is deemed acceptable gender presentation. This phenomenon persists, even though Clark never signed up for that, nor would she. However, what is often overlooked in all this hoopla is that Clark and Reese both bring uniqueness, style, and poise to the game. In other words, they can coexist and be successful on their terms, which is most beneficial for the growth of the game. Clark is, without question, a generational talent. Her trademark logo three-point shot, endearing personality, and commercial appeal has transcended the game. She has brought in a whole new army of fans who have come to appreciate women's basketball, probably for the first time. And by fans, that means real fans, not trolls. She is to basketball what Mia Hamm was to soccer in the 1990s. Clark projects a humble toughness. She goes all out on the floor, wanting to win at all costs. But she gives credit to her coaches, teammates, and family, first and foremost. Reese possesses similar characteristics. She showcases the same humble toughness. Her ability to rebound with reckless abandon, not wait for her turn, expand her game, lead by example, and give love to her loved ones, makes her an equally endearing personality. Reese exudes an unapologetic confidence that is uncompromising. She walks onto the floor to remind those who question her humanity that she belongs and is here to stay. She is to basketball what Venus and Serena Williams were to tennis. A young, confident black woman who charts her own course, not conforming to anyone as she cultivates her own legacy. Plus, Reese has done all that on her own without Clark. So, how about we stop asking her questions that involve her so-called rival? The point is that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are success stories in their own right. It is unfair to both of them that they are in the midst of a saga they didn't create. It's as if they are presented with a false choice. They must be either the best of friends or the worst of enemies. When in reality, they don't have to be either. They can be fearless competitors who strive to win games and contribute to the game's growth. You know how sports work.